everybody, it's Angela here at the Chicken Coop, and I just wanted to show y'all another project that I'm doing for a baby gift. I know I talked to before about the burp cloths that I make, and so some of the other things that I try to do is sometimes I make baby blankets for the babies, especially for people that I might work with, that I've worked with for a long time, or family members and things. I'll try to make a baby blanket for them, and I try to do material that's not so baby oriented, that's a little bit more mature looking, so that the baby blanket, it's a lot of work to do a baby blanket, so it kind of can last through as they grow up in, you know, their younger years anyways. So one of the things that I do is I spend a lot of time picking out fabric. I try to look at their pictures of their nurseries, things like that. Try to do things that would match and coordinate with that, but not always, but that's what I try to do. But these are some materials that I picked out, and I just wanted to show y'all the materials and kind of talk about some things about making the baby blanket, and then I'll do some other videos that'll, you know, go with this to show you the actual sewing and things like that, okay? So this is one of the squares and one of the backgrounds. It's just a denim, kind of like just a little wash denim. Denim makes a really good background. It's tough, it's durable, you know, especially for a little boy, it kind of goes with everything. Then I usually try to find a little print that has 2 or 3 colors in it. Some of the colors that I want to incorporate. So this kind of had matched the denim that I liked. It has some white and some gray, some kind of a taupey gray color, and then it had this kind of blue, seafoamy blue color in it, and I like that. So this is one of the colors, one of the materials I like. And then this is the material that's kind of matches with that that seafoamy blue color. See how it kind of picks up that color in there? And it's just a little, you know, just a little polka dot. My lighting is really washing out these colors. I hope y'all can see them good. Let me turn this down a little bit. Yeah, well, I don't know. See if that helps any. Looks like it's better up here. See that color? It's kind of pretty. I really like that. So that's a good color. And then one of my other things is this is for a little boy, and a lot of men in this area really like hunting and stuff like that. So I picked up this kind of a gray material with the silhouettes of deer on it. So that's really popular. And then the other one I picked is, I love pillow ticking. Pillow ticking is one of my favorites. And this is kind of a gray or a black colored stripe of the pillow ticking, and I just love that. And I really think all these colors together are going to make a really pretty baby blanket. Let me see if I can kind of get all these colors in here together and show y'all what I'm talking about. And believe it or not, that takes hours. I spend hours at the fabric store. Sometimes it comes together real quickly and sometimes it doesn't. But these are the colors that I picked out for this baby blanket. I really am excited to do it. And I've been procrastinating. It's kind of one of those things I love to do, but it takes some time. So I like to have some time to really sit down and do it. And so I've kind of been procrastinating on this. And this baby's already here and I need to get going on this. So one of the things that I do, I make 10 by 10 squares. And my husband cut me out a little template. This is just out of kind of like that melamine board. And what I do is I try to lay my material out, and I actually, you could use this as a raw edge if you had a, like a rotary cutter, but I'm not real good at that. So I would just rather, I just cut out my squares. And then I use this 10-inch square, and I cut out all the squares that I need. And I have like a little template though. I'll go over that later. But I cut out the squares, and then when I sew them together, I leave about, a ½ inch, you know, seam allowance for this. And it's that raw edge quilting that I do. And so it makes, so, and then you kind of clip those edges, those raw edges, and it makes the ruffles, makes that raw edge, that raggedy look quilt. So this is kind of, this was really a handy little thing my husband made for me, and it saves me a lot of time. And these, you can buy these at the stores, and you can actually buy the 10-inch squares, but I was looking at that the other day, and they were pricey to do the 10-inch squares. It was like not very many of the 10-inch squares, and they were well over, you know, $20 or so. And I probably have, I think, $20 or $30 worth of material here, but I have plenty of material. So, and usually I have some left over. I'm one of those type people. It's happened to me before, and I guess that's why I'm like this, is like I buy plenty of material so that if something happens and I can't find that material again, I have enough material to finish this project. Because when you try to go back and find that material, you cannot find it. So that is one of those little handy little tips I'm going to tell you, is to spend the extra money and buy enough material so that you don't have to go back and get material. And I mean, I've kind of figured this to how much you need, and I'll try to show you how much you need. But out of I use about 5 squares of each material. If I have 5 things of material, 5 different types of prints, I use 5 squares. So that ends up with 25 squares. And then you have to have the backing. So that's another 25 squares. So that back material, you have to have more than this. But if you have 45-inch material, you can only get 4 10-inch squares out of that. So you have to have that another section of 10 inches to get the extra square. But you know, so you're going to have to buy some extra material. You're going to have a little bit of waste with your material, and then you're going to have that 5 inches that you cut off because it's 45 inches. But that's how I do it. And like I say, when I get these cut out, I'll show y'all how I piece them together and how I sew them. So this is Angela at the Chicken Coop, and so glad y'all stopped in to visit with me. And I will be back with you later on this little project and let you know how it's going. Thank y'all. Bye-bye.